Hello, and welcome to our lesson on communications and expectations. This segment will cover communication with the team, meeting success. There are few parts of corporate life that people seem to dread more than meetings. Is every meeting dreadworthy? Have you ever had a good meeting? If so, what was the subject of the meeting? Regular meeting attendees often share the same types of complaints. My time could be better spent. The information shared in the meeting could have been shared more efficiently, or the meeting was simply too long. Most of what was discussed wasn't relevant to me. In many cases, other people were talking amongst themselves, and the topic of conversation didn't affect all parties. It felt disorganized. This could speak to a lack of time management, who should speak when a key person has gone missing, or a lack of planning beforehand. Common communication mistakes in meetings. The harsh reality is this: most meetings shouldn't occur in the first place. This is the result of several common mistakes. Discussion or debate is out of control. If debate is important, then it's also important to set and enforce guidelines around that debate. This means that a facilitator, who should act as a neutral party, sets and enforces strict time and attendance guidelines, as well as a set of ground rules for the discussion. If possible, this type of meeting should be separate from regularly scheduled meetings, and decisions, results should be recorded and published to avoid rehashing old arguments. Attendees are unprepared. The unfortunate truth is that some people see meetings as a pretense for work. These people prefer discussion, debate, and meetings to individual actions and contributions because they are easier or require less individual accountability. By showing up to multiple meetings, even unprepared, they are lulled into feeling a false sense of contribution. Although what's described here isn't always the case, it's important to place value on each attendee's time. Whenever possible, the meeting coordinator or project leader should confirm that key attendees are prepared. If not, the meeting should be canceled or rescheduled to better suit the needs of its attendees. Common communication mistakes in meetings. The facilitator isn't prepared. This takes the previous mistake to the next level. A properly prepared facilitator had created and disturbed a unique agenda, no standing agendas, arrives early to ensure that facilitates and technology are set, and has the authority and organizational skills needed to keep the discussion on task. Especially dangerous can be standing meetings or meetings that occur at the same time each week. These types of arrangements work best if the facilitator is prepared to cancel when nothing of vital importance is on the agenda. Circumstances weren't properly considered. Sometimes a meeting is doomed before it starts. Reasons could include bad timing, too early or late in the day, work week, month, or quarter, too wrong attendees. Too many is a common issue. People's time is valuable and should be respected and optimized. Distractions. Are other events happening in close proximity? Is the meeting space appropriate? Interpersonal issues. Sometimes the people in the meeting are the reason for its failure. Common communication mistakes in meetings. It's a subject not appropriate for the meeting. The most common offender here is the status meeting, in which each party discusses their accomplishment and how their progress pertains to the project. This purpose is much better served by the project leader, who can hold individual discussions with each team member, collate their statuses, measure them against the plan, and send out a communication with the results. That being said, what are some good reasons to hold a meeting? Strategic planning and communication, risk management, group educational or team-building experiences, and recognition of achievements are all examples of great reasons to hold a meeting. Agile status meetings. Are status meetings a necessary evil? Agile methods often address this type of meeting with strict limits. According to Mike Cohn, the daily scrum, also known as the daily stand-up meeting, for instance, requires attendees to physically, when practical, limit preparation time to 5 minutes and limits meeting time to 15 minutes total. Given how many pitfalls are present, how can a project leader even hope to hold a successful meeting? By following these rules, their chance for success is maximized. Meeting rules. Manage time properly. This applies to both the meeting itself and before the meeting is held. Good advance notice is needed to avoid unprepared attendees, and strict pace setting and curation of the meeting ensure that each topic receives an appropriate amount of attention. Another element of time management is the frequency with which the meeting is held. Does the meeting cycle match the pace of the project or team it serves? Prepare beforehand. Though this seems obvious, complacency can cause even the most dedicated leaders to become lax in thinking about the meeting's purpose, preparing and sending agendas, and doing their homework. A proper agenda should include the following: attendee name and role, meeting location, date and time, meeting roles such as facilitator, timekeeper, and scribe, technology to be implemented such as call-in information, screen sharing, two-way video, and presentation slides, a meeting objective statement, a schedule for the meeting itself, discussion topics, etc., information about where the agenda and follow-up items are archived. Meeting rules, documents, and follow-up. Many make the mistake of thinking the meeting ends when everyone walks out of the room. For the facilitator, a good portion of their work remains. The minutes, results, action items, and deliverables should have been recorded for distribution afterward. Decisions made, artifacts, and other outputs need to be properly stored, updated, and disseminated. Action items and deliverables need to be appropriately assigned, preferably with clear time limits and information about who should be notified when they are completed. By using a single document for both the agenda and post-meeting documentation, we are easing success for anyone seeking information about what took place. Will the team still dislike meetings? It's possible. However, by seeking to avoid the pitfalls and following the steps listed above, a project leader or meeting facilitator can begin to reap the benefits that meetings offer, and productive meetings will eventually become ingrained in the team's overall culture. This is the end of our lesson. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you in our next lesson.